Today's trip to Indianapolis is brought to you by Max Effort Muscle BCAAs and sugar-free Total Zero Red Bull. Yo, what's up guys? So we just left the old school gym. We are headed to Indianapolis. Content Kyle and I. We're headed to Indianapolis though for some posing practice. So it's a posing clinic held by, I guess it's NPC. I'm not sure of all the details, but basically a lot of the judges that will be judging my show are going to be putting this posing clinic on. So I don't have a whole lot of posing experience, obviously, right? Because I've never done a show before, so I need to get as much practice as possible. So making the 3-hour drive from Columbus to Indianapolis for the clinic. I'm currently 5 weeks out from the show right now. I'm 10 weeks into the diet, and honestly, I was talking about this on the podcast yesterday. If you're not subscribed to my podcast, Zach Hummel and I, the Young and Hungry Firecast, check it out. It's on iTunes, Android, all the different podcast apps. But I was talking yesterday on there, and I was talking about the prep and how it's gone thus far through 10 weeks. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to do it any better if I could go back. Like it's going better than it could have ever gone, I guess you could say. Because what I've done is I've given myself so much time that I've been able to reverse diet. So on past cuts, this is my 4th cut now. I've never cut for a show. I've done 3 shoots though. And on past cuts, I've only given myself 8 weeks max, usually 6 to 8 weeks. So this time, giving myself 15 weeks, the plan was to be able to reverse diet and add more food back into my diet as I got closer. So the last 2 weeks, I've been able to start reverse dieting and adding food and adding overall calories, carbs, all that good stuff. And 2 weeks ago, I was starting to really get to the point where I was getting diet brain. My brain was always foggy, and I was just spaced out all the time. And ever since I started to add more food back in incrementally, I've just felt so much better. My brain feels fresher. I'm able to string sentences together actually now, which I wasn't able to do 2 weeks ago. So I'm feeling awesome. If you're a member of CoreyGFitness.com, I've been doing a weekly blog and a weekly vlog capturing the prep. I've been detailing out exactly how I'm eating, exactly what my macros look like, exactly how my training is. Obviously, I can't release all of that because it's mostly exclusive to CoreyGFitness.com. So if you're a member, check that out. Kyle here, Content Kyle, is going to capture most of the trip today, the posing, anything that happens in between. So stay tuned. Survival tip when you're prepping or just on a general diet, you'll see me chewing gum pretty much. Not all day, I try to limit it because this gum still does have calories and carbs, very limited, but most gum has 1 to 2 grams of carbs. So if you eat a whole pack a day, shit, you're gonna get 20 grams of carbs. So something I do though is I'll chew a piece of gum in the morning when I'm training, just focus. It helps me focus because I have some sort of ADHD, I think. So anything that I can chew on or throw around helps me. But anyways, I'll chew like anywhere from 3 to 4 pieces of gum a day. And as you can see, I'm always strapped with different flavors. I got Trident Layers, strawberry citrus. I got Trident watermelon. I got Trident minty sweet twist. And I got Trident orange. So I keep a variation of flavors. But someone asked me at Mr. Peter, I don't even know how to say his last name, Pedros, asked me why, because I posted a video on Instagram story this week about how gum is such a major key on a cut, and he asked me why, and I was like, well, when you go 10 plus weeks without sugar, you really start craving sweets. So it just takes the edge off. Like I said, it has a minimal amount of carbs, but as long as you're not eating more than like 3 or 4, well, you don't eat it. As long as you're not chewing more than 3 to 4 pieces a day, you'll be good. So that's a survival tip on diet if you're dieting. So the worst thing about the prep, not the worst, one of the worst things about the prep is that you drink a ton of water. It's actually one of the better things as well because it makes your skin way clearer, but you're always drinking water. So on road trips like this, gotta make a lot of pit stops to empty the tank, per se. So we're about to stop at Subway and take a leak. There's nothing more depressing than having to go to inside of Wendy's, not be able to eat, and have to smell that food. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll be back. Ugh. I'll tell you what, the Subway and the Wendy's smelled phenomenal, but 5 more weeks and it's all mine. Let's go. Back on the road. I feel way better, I'll tell you that. Can I get out this way? Yeah, I can. I get the best looks in this sweater, and any sweater I wear, when we're in small towns like this. Lots of mean mugging. Haters. Hating on my sweaters. Alright, we're back on the road. 2 more hours. So we're in Indy. Come back soon. Halfway. 1 hour remaining, plus the piss breaks. That's gonna add a little bit of time. We're about to hit piss break number 2. Is what it is. All right, so we're at piss stop number 2. I think I can make it the rest of the way after this little brief stop here. We're gonna hit up McDonald's this time. We hit up Wendy's last time. Did we hit up Wendy's? Yeah, Wendy's and Subway I think last time, right? Diet brain. But McDonald's used to be my favorite, so it hurts a little bit more. I used to eat so many. Man, when I was young, I used to live on McDonald's. I'd be like 14 years old. I'd show up at McDonald's, I would eat like, my go-to was I'd get like 3 McDoubles, and then I would get like a 10 or 20 piece chicken nugget, and then maybe even like a McFlurry. I would go hard in the paint, and I mean, I was skin and bones somehow too. If I ate that these days, I would bloat the hell up. But yeah, we're almost to Indy. I think we're like 45 minutes away, so stay tuned. Ready to eat. It's been 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11. It's been 4 hours since my last meal, so usually, so my body at this point, I've got a little rant here. My body's like a well-oiled machine, right? So as the cut goes on, because I eat at the same time pretty much every single day, I eat pretty much the exact same thing, so my body gets into a really good schedule almost. And again, it's like a well-oiled machine where it knows when it's time to eat. So usually, between now and 12:30, I would eat my second meal. I ate my first meal real early today at 7:30 because I was leaving at 8. Usually I'd eat at like 9 or 10. But anyways, usually it's between 4 to 5 hours later I get that second meal. But today, with the posing, the timing's not going to be ideal. So the posing starts at 1. So I won't end up eating until 3 something. So I'm probably going to get a little hangry, as you could say, here in a few hours. But yeah, I can definitely tell that my body's ready to eat. But I'm about to push it back another at least 3 hours, so hopefully I make it.
Two hours later.
Oh, is it on? Is that live? Content Kyle, unfortunately, wasn't allowed in the exclusive club. Damn, that guy's car's loud as hell. Yeah, it was a packed house, and they kicked Kyle out basically, so we didn't get any video, unfortunately, but I learned a ton. It was really good mentally just to get into that mindset. Just certain positions they put me in really helped out. So I think I have a lot of tools the next 5 weeks to apply. I think I'm gonna be ready in 5 weeks. So I'm excited. Like I said, it was well worth the 3-hour drive. But now it's time to crush some beef and butter. And I got some raw nuts and a shake as well. So I'm gonna eat this. We're gonna head back. Stay tuned. You're good. We on? This motherfucker. All right, we're at Wendy's for the second time today. We're at piss stop number 3. I'm eating my raw almonds, and Content Kyle here is gonna get some Wendy's, and I'm gonna watch him eat it. So that'll be fun. Stay tuned. So like I was saying, I definitely learned a lot. I'm really glad that I made the drive to Indy. I mean, we only spent about 20-30 minutes actually doing posing. The first half of the clinic, they were really just talking about what to expect for the show, which is really good. Because again, I've never done a show before. They were talking about showing up early, of course, the day before, how weigh-ins will work, how the day of the show will work, tanning. So that's obviously a big thing with the show, right, is the pro tan. So they actually have an exclusive vendor that is backstage doing all the tanning. So it's well worth to pay the $130 to have them do your tan, opposed to spending $50 to $100 on your own stuff, because they make sure you're looking good before you go on stage. They'll do any touch-ups. And if you do your own shit, then it's all on you. And then also you can't have any other outside tanning stuff backstage, so you have to do it all outside. You can't do it in the venue at all. So you have to be outside in April. It's probably gonna be freezing. So well worth the money. I made that decision. I'm gonna do their tanning package. What else did they talk about? They talked about what to expect, like when you get on stage, what they're gonna be looking for. They talked about, like, so let's say you're standing in line. There's a line before you get on stage of all the guys obviously lined up to go up the stairs and then eventually hop on stage. And they were talking about how the main judge guy was saying how he judges you before you even get on stage. He's always watching you. He's like, if you're slouched over and standing there and just looking around, not really paying attention, you're gonna have much less of a shot. He's gonna judge you by that, basically. So he's like, you need to be standing there, front standing relaxed, which is one of the poses, and dialed in. And then when you get on stage, you want to walk with a purpose. You don't want to just be lackadaisically walking around up to the actual spot, because you got to obviously go out to the center of the stage. And so little things like that, which will be really crucial when it actually comes down to game time. Another thing was they were talking about me potentially doing physique, because I'm a little bit longer, I'm taller, I'm less dense. I'm a physique guy, but I'm pretty set on doing the bodybuilding, honestly, just because you get to show off your legs. If you do actually standard physique, you wear the long board shorts, so you can't see your legs at all. So I really want to show off my legs, of course. So the other option is, what is it? It's classic physique, correct? Yeah, classic physique. So classic physique is basically compression shorts, so you still get to show off your legs. It's just not the Speedo that you would wear in bodybuilding. So the classic physique poses, I think, are pretty similar to the bodybuilding, so that's an option. I'm going to consider it this week. I'm still pretty set on the bodybuilding, but maybe the classic physique, I don't have to wear a Speedo in that case, which would be cool. But yeah, then like I said, we went into the posing, spent about 20-30 minutes. There were about 10 people in each group, so got a little bit of one-on-one time, not a ton, but they really pointed out a few different things that I wasn't really sure of prior to the seminar. So I got a lot of different things to work on when I go home. They said to spend 30 minutes a day the last 6 to 8 weeks on your poses. That's something I definitely haven't been doing. So like I said, I have a lot better of an idea of what to expect the day of the show, which makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. I know what I need to work on, so I'm excited, and 5 more weeks to really dial it in. So we got a 3-hour drive home, so I'm sure you'll catch a little bit more here. I'm sure there'll be at least 2 pit stops. Well, pit stops, not pit stops, on the way home. So peace. Alright, so we're about an hour away from Columbus. We're gonna make pit stop number 4. So, been doing pretty good thus far. I'm on pace to make it all the way back after this one, so we should be set. Been crushing water, like I was saying earlier. That's one of the positives and the negatives of drinking a ton of water on your cut. So like, my skin clears up like crazy. It's healthier than it ever is when I'm on my cut, because I'm so consistent with my water intake. So I'm drinking a solid gallon plus every single day. When I'm not cutting, I'm a little lackadaisical with it, and I'm not as disciplined. Honestly, even when you're bulking, you should be drinking just as much water. But when you're cutting, though, everything's scheduled out and dialed in, so it just makes it easier. But yeah, the negative to that is when you're driving, you got to make a million different stops. On my first cut, which was about 2 years ago, the shoot was up in Toronto, Canada, which is like from Columbus, a 6.5, 7 hour drive. And I remember we had to stop every hour on the dot to take a leak. Is this the same one we stopped at? This is the same Wendy's we stopped at earlier. How convenient, I didn't even know. It was completely random. Wendy's stop number 3 today. This is a record. I've never been to Wendy's 3 times in a day without eating a single thing. So, gotta empty the gas tank. So that stadium right there, which you saw, it's like half torn down. It's like a piece of my childhood. So that's a minor league baseball stadium. So we have a team here in Ohio, or in Columbus. It's called the Columbus Clippers. I think they're the minor league team of, they used to be the Yankees when they played there. I forget who they're, the minor league team now. It's the Indians now. Content Kyle's on top of it. But yeah, back when it was the Yankees, we used to go, when I was a kid, we would go there all the time. They'd have like Dime a Dog night where you got hot dogs for a dime. I'd eat like fucking 20 of them. They'd have all kinds of cool nights, so I would go with my friends and my dad. And now it's like halfway torn down. So like I said, it's like a piece of my childhood was torn down. But yeah, it was a cool experience. And then they were gonna turn it into a NASCAR track or something, like Tony Stewart was supposed to buy it, but that didn't happen. So now it's just there. So that's all I got. Pooped. About to pull back into old school. It's been a long day of driving. I think we spent, what, 7 hours in the car today. A little bit of posing. Ready to get home and get back to sleep. Early morning tomorrow. Get back to old school. We do all of the weekly blogging and vlogging content for CoreyGFitness.com. Like I said earlier, if you're a member of the site, check out the weekly vlog. I detail out everything that I do diet-wise. Like I said, I detail it out 100% so you know exactly what my macros are, exactly what I'm eating, exactly how I'm training. But yeah, successful trip in general. Content Kyle got some practice on the vlog. The next vlog will probably be posing practice here at the gym, and then we got a couple of vlogs planned for the actual week of the show, and then of course we're gonna vlog the whole weekend of the show. So it'll be cool. This is good practice. Till next time, peace.